Welcome to Impact Wrestling. Now, before I get started, I want to just warn you, the MTA is working outside right now. They're like the sanitation division of the MTA. They tend to clean out the grating that's right above where all the subway is and clean up all the garbage. So they've been working on it for the last couple of hours. Hopefully they stop, but if you do hear it, you're going to see me do some cuts on this video more than I normally do. So be prepared. What did we get in this show? I got what the hell. Pretty much, the title is explanatory for the end of the show. That's what it's for. But like before that, I'm going like, what the hell did I get here? It wasn't a bad show, but I'm like, what? Let's open with the Rascals versus Raju and Shiva. I know I could start with Rhino versus Madman Fulton, but I want to start with this one because I want to pose this to you guys. Where are we with the Rascals and where are we with the Dempsey Hit Squad? Where are we? There was nothing wrong with their match. Dez and Wentz, I do love Desmond and Xavier. The guy's got great talent as a high flyer. When it comes to Wentz, he's not bad. He's not bad. But I think Desmond Xavier from all of them is the best high flyer they got. But it really upsets me that they're not working in the X Division. They're not getting anywhere in the main title. They're not getting anywhere in the tag division. They've been floating for more than a year and a half, doing nothing in dead-end storylines where they have worked. Understand, they work with Moose. They work with the North. They work with LAX. Now they're working with the Dempsey Hit Squad. Where are we going? It leads nowhere. So the Rascals win. But it doesn't really mean anything. And I'm just sad to see people with great potential that could be doing something more in the X Division. And if they just gave them storylines in the X Division and did something more than let them act silly, maybe I care. Now, Madman Fulton versus Rhino. At Millie, the match was a bit slow. You got OV at ringside. Look, guys. ICU, I believe, is going to show up at Rebellion. I doubt they're going to let ICU show up now or in the next couple of weeks, leading to Rebellion. I don't even think they're going to show up on the TNA-themed episode that Impact is going to throw. I believe they're going to finally show, if it is Sami, which I do believe, Sami Callihan will be shown at Rebellion. But here's the thing. They need him now because they're missing out on Sami. But since they looks like they've booked it like this, you see now OVE doing absolutely nothing. And this match really didn't mean much. It didn't mean much. Even though Sabu showed up, and Super Genie showed up, the one with the incredibly big cleavage. My I Dream of Genie isn't her, but she's a good contender because she looks cute in a genie outfit with a lot of cleavage. Who don't like cleavage? But when it comes down to it, even though Sabu is now there, even though Super Genie is there, what do we actually gain from here? I mean, look, I believe, who was the one that won? It was Rhino who won. But does that mean it's going to give us something? We may get a little bit of matches of an ECW style when it comes to Sabu and Rhino going to work together. I'm sure they will. But I hope for more, and I'm not getting it. Doesn't mean I won't like the match Sabu's going to put on. He's still not bad in the ring. Neither is Rhino as long as they work in a style where the others can cover for them. But you get my point of view. RVD. RVD, Katie Forbes, the Deaners, and Joey Ryan have their little segment. It seems that Katie Forbes is upset because she's thrown away her original ring attire because she's tired of social media chewing her out. And the Deaners, Cody Deaner says, hey, you look nice, we like you. And it's Joey Ryan supposedly defending her, saying, you're just like everybody else. Who do you think you are? And he says, you know what you're going to get? You're going to get me in the ring. And Cody says, all right, we'll see you next week. He walks up to both of them and pretty much says, I'm going to handle it. We're going to handle it. And RVD falls for it. RVD falls for it. You would expect RVD not to fall for a Joey Ryan trick, but he's falling for it. Unless I'm wrong and they're going to be a real tag team and Joey Ryan's not trying to screw over RVD, but trying to get Katie Forbes, he's falling for it. It's very blatant. But here's the thing. If they make it more fun and sexual, and I know they got themselves in trouble with Twitch because of it, if they show more of situation where it's almost like a threesome, but it's not a threesome, it could be interesting and better. What happened with Lashley, with Rusev, and with Lana. I'm just saying. Now, finally, we get Falaba talking a lot. And he says to TJ, you know, if we win this situation, we'll be the first Filipino champions. Thank you. Why have they not done this sooner? Why have they not mentioned the people that Falaba was talking about? I don't know the people that we're talking about, but why did they mention it earlier? Why didn't they let these guys just be Filipino wrestlers? Instead of just being regular wrestlers, just trying to gain something. This will be the first time, if they win, that two Filipinos in wrestling have won tag gold together. And I wish they play this up and make it mean something, but nope. Now they do it. It just boggles my mind that either, and I'm sure Falaba and TJ Perkins probably pitched it to the brass, and they were holding off on it, saying, well, don't worry, we'll do it on the next tapings, and the next tapings, and the next tapings, until now. I wish that Falaba and TJ Perkins would do something Filipino. I have friends, and understand, little taste of my own life. I have to go to physical therapy a couple of days out of the week. I pay for it out of my own money. Medicaid doesn't pay for it on Medicare. I pay myself. And I've been going to the same place for 10 years, long enough that the people there know me and consider me like family. I know that sounds weird, right? Because they know me so well. There are two Filipino ladies there that I've known for a while, and I love them like family. And I hear them talk about what means something to them in Filipino. I don't understand the language much, but they explained it to me. Why couldn't they do it here? Why couldn't TJ Perkins talk in Filipino once in a while? Why couldn't they wear something traditional Filipino or a Filipino dinner or something to make it mean something? Why? This is just me. You guys tell me below. Jordynne Grace versus Lacey Ryan. There were two Ryans? You wonder. You got Jordynne Grace defending her title against Lacey Ryan, and once it comes down to Madison Rayne trying to find another person to get that title off of her, you're going that sooner or later Madison Rayne is going to get into the title scene, and maybe she'll challenge for it at the pay-per-view, which I'll understand. So she's making it go through person after person after person. In this match, it was very Smash Mouth. Very Smash Mouth. Hard hitting. There was no gentleness here. Was it a good match? Could have been better. Does not mean it was a bad match. In the end, I didn't expect Jordynne Grace to job here. I did. I'm not surprised. She had to win because there's no way they're going to let her job now. If they do, I will freaking riot my ass off. That they would, it's bad. Breathe. Understand. They let Jordynne Grace win that damn title in Mexico City instead of a pay-per-view, which was a big no-no. That was wrong. But if they make her job on a regular Impact at one of these locations, will be a freaking travesty of justice, and she should job at a pay-per-view if it has come to that. That's just me. You guys tell me below. Now, two things I'm going to talk about that have ladies in it. One, Tennille Dashwood is coming. We don't know yet. Oh, and Richard Bay is also coming next week. Now, I'm not going to say much about, not Richard Bay, Chris Bay, not Richard Bay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm thinking about somebody else. Chris Bay is coming, and so is Tennille Dashwood. The question's going to be, how are they going to bring them in? Are they going to be face? Are they going to be heel? Are they going to have a special type of storyline? Or are they just going to be bodies that Impact Wrestling is just going to be in. Now, I'm hoping they're not just going to be bodies thrown at the crowd so they can just be seen. I hope they do something with them. But this is just me, you guys tell me below. We also have another thing involving women. We have Taya and Rosemary together there in my face. Both of them are in a bar. Taya's upset, and it's kind of, I think, a mix because she's lost her title. She tries to go to Bloomingdale. She couldn't get what she wanted. Or Saks Fifth Avenue or whatever. She cannot get what she wants. Then you see the Rosemary. She's upset. She walks over to her and says, I am angry because I got everything I wanted and I'm still miserable. And Taya Valkyrie is upset because she doesn't have anything. And then you hear Rosemary say, you know what? Wait a minute. This is a sign. Both of us have nothing left. We've lost everything. So now we have nothing holding us back to get anything. Now, what does this mean? Does this mean these two women are got a rough shot across the entire women's division? The knockouts? I don't know. I would be interested in seeing either Taya be Rosemary's manager or Rosemary being Taya's manager. They don't have to do tag matches. Make one of them a manager to help to get the other one over. And once one of them wins the title for the knockouts back, then they can turn on each other. I think that would be a nice change up. You guys tell me below. Now, let's see, is there anything left? Yes. We got another segment with the women. We got Su Yung and Havoc choking each other out, trying to beat the crap out of each other. And in the end, you got the Havoc put into a coffin and thrown to the undead realm. Will we see the undead realm? No, I doubt that we will. Will we see Father Mitchell? Maybe. Will we see that? I don't know. I'm hoping we'll see something of the undead realm because they keep throwing it in our face. Because they keep showing us Su Yung. They keep showing us Havoc. They did show us Father Mitchell. They show us Rosemary, who's from the undead realm. You got Su Yung from the undead realm. And then you got Havoc, who's not from the undead realm, working for someone from the undead realm. Wouldn't it make sense to show the undead realm and show a faction that is from the undead realm? I'm just saying. I'm not going to say much about Gut Check because I knew they weren't going to end it. I said they might, but I was sure they wouldn't, and they haven't. They're still going with it, and I don't know who's going to win. And to be honest, I don't know if that person's going to get over. It's a big question. If that person's going to get over, will they be like, well, look, Raju was from the reason I botch is because I really don't want to see any of those guys in Gut Check do nothing. Raju is still in the same place he's been for years. You look at Rockstar Spud. He has now gone to WWE. He got over a lot in Impact, but he's now doing nothing. Maybe he's still working on 205 Live. Maybe he's still working on Event. Maybe he's still working on the Superstars, but he's not on the main roster. I just want to see somebody in these shows actually get over and gain something. But this is just me, you guys tell me below. Finally, the end of the night. Eddie versus Elgin. Best of 5. Who is finally the one who's going to win this? And it's Overkill. Let me explain. It wasn't the fact the match was Overkill because it was still a good match. They got very good chemistry. What got me upset about the match was near the end of the match, you see Elgin Eddie was already on the top turnbuckle. Elgin grabs him, puts him into a dragon sleeper. No, not dragon sleeper. To do a dragon suplex. And he does a dragon suplex from the top turnbuckle and he doesn't win. That's why I think they should have just went and ended it there. No, they kept dragging it out. Now, it doesn't mean it was a bad match dragging it out. But then the ending where Elgin taps out Eddie. And Eddie pins Elgin. And you got one ref getting his face knocked off because of Elgin. Due to that fact, you got another ref come in. And then when that situation happened where there was a pin and a submission, you got 2 refs saying the same thing. Either one wins. And the kicker here is you get another ref in, you got Scott DeMont come in, and it's now a draw. It's pretty much both the guys win, and then you have the wonderful Tessa Blanchard come out and say, you know what, guys, don't worry, I'll solve the problem. I'll take you both on at Rebellion. Raises her title above her head. You see it in my face. Look, I'm going to say this. She's right here. I'm going to say this very clearly. I'm not against a woman being champ. I'm going to say it again. I'm not against a woman being champion of a man's title in a major promotion, because Impact, even if it's in a diminished state, is still a major promotion that's seen nationally and internationally. But here's the thing. What happened to Sami? As I said in the very opening of this review, what the blue hell has happened to Sami Callihan? What? Nothing. They're waiting until Rebellion, unless they're going to blow the load before Rebellion and finally show him before then. He's going to appear at Rebellion. And here's the thing. Since Sami's not involved in any of this since the beginning of the year, since we had the match where she won the title, we have had a mediocre... I hate saying that this is a mediocre rise for her. I hate saying it was a mediocre rise for a Austin. I like Ace Austin. And what happened with him, and I know I could have mentioned about the Throwback Brothers versus Willie and Ace, but look what happened. He was working with Tessa, Ace Austin. Now what is he doing? He's working with Willie Mack, dealing with Glenn Gilberti and Johnny Swinger, for all people. And they now abandon the Throwback Brothers, I believe, and now they're going to try and get Willie to work with Ace Austin. You can see, as I said last year going into this year, they must book the people she faced strongly and make them mean something. And I know people are going to say, well, look at Elgin and look at Eddie. They've been having best of 5s. Really, they didn't even say that the thing was for the Call Your Shot Cup in the very opening of it. They never said anything about it being for the cup. Not until they reach the end did they start mentioning the cup. The last match. Saying that, well, before the last match, the few vignettes they gave us saying that now, whoever wins this, they're going to use the cup to cash in on Tessa, finally. Instead of saying it from the very beginning. This just was not a good rise for her. And worse yet, she went up against Taya where they didn't build it up. She went up against Ace Austin, and they really didn't give us a good rise with that. Now we got, how long? Nearly a month left. Or a month and a half. Near a month and a half, because we're only the 10th, and it's on the 19th. I think a month or so before we get Rebellion. And now we got to do something with Michael Elgin and Eddie Edwards in a month. Instead of building it from December, or better yet, January into February, February into March, March into April, give us a nice rise for maybe an Elgin, or for an Eddie, or for an Ace Austin, or for a Taya Valkyrie for that matter. We get nothing. They give us really quick matches, really quick things that suck. And to try and compensate for that, they now have Tessa doing 2 matches. 2 and 1. You got a triple threat now. She's going to have to face not one big guy where she's like this, they're like this. Both of them. Well, Eddie's this. Elgin is this. He's at least a little bit taller than Eddie. You got a woman who's like this compared to 2 guys like this. Now she's going to face them both. And you actually believe I'm buying this? This is not about a woman taking on 2 men. This is about a story that sucks ass. And they have not booked it in a way to make it believable that a woman of her size, her strength, her weight can actually take on 2 men at a pay-per-view. And I don't buy it. They're going to make these 2 guys who just did a best of 5 look good. Because they didn't make Ace Austin look good. They didn't make Taya Valkyrie look good. And I don't buy they're going to make Michael Elgin or Eddie Edwards look good. They're just going to rush this, make it look bad, and then when we get the pay-per-view, yes, we'll get a great match, but the story just doesn't make it feel good. And I don't believe that's going to make ratings look good either. And this is something you need to remember. The ones who run Impact still have to report to the ones who own them. And if they see their ratings not look good, it's going to make them think, well, we just put a title on a woman. And then we had two women fight over his damn title, and our ratings didn't increase. I wonder what happened. Easy. Bad booking, bad storytelling. This is just me. You guys tell me below. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace.